Hello everyone, Ranjita here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to demonstrate you how you can hand draw 30 different types of banners. These can be used in general hand lettering projects, or you can also use them in kids posters and other places where you require some enhancement for your hand lettering. For easy understanding, I am dividing these banners based on their shapes. So the first category comes under rectangular or boxy banners. First I am making a rectangular box, and then I am making another rectangular box adjacent to it. Make sure the width of these boxes are same, and then I am making another one and turning it into ends of the banner. I am connecting all these boxes to form the shadows. I'll show it to you again. First I am starting with a rectangular. This time I am making squares adjacent to it. Basically all you have to remember is the height of each box that you're making should be equal. This will give an effect as though the ribbon is being folded. So let's go ahead and try out another design. This time I'm placing just the ends of the banner directly. Every time you make it, make sure you connect these two with a shadow. So I'm doing the just reverse of the first one. I've placed these ribbons above the first rectangular box that I've made. I hope you can understand. You can also play around with the shapes. Like you can see, I have one above and one box below the main rectangular box that I have made. So it is the same concept. I'm just making different widths of rectangles and then connecting them. Coming to the second category, here it is arched banners. It is also similar to rectangular banners, but I have just added it an angle. So I am making a rectangular or a curved arched shaped rectangle here. This video is quite self-explanatory, but I just wanted you to guide along as I draw the different types of banners here. The basic concept is you need to have all the shapes in the same height. This will give an illusion that the ribbon or the banner which you're trying to draw is being folded in different directions, either forward, backward, or above the main banner. So as you can see here, you can have multiple layers for the banner. So the first one, I'm starting with a main rectangle or an arch shape and then connecting it with subsequent smaller pieces of different widths. Here you can see another different type of arched banner I have tried. This is where the banner frays down into smaller ribbons or strings. These are just a few examples that I have compiled for you. All you need to experiment is different size and widths of the ribbons while drawing your banners. As you can see here, I've curled my edges here to give a look as though the ribbon has curled. Next category is the inverted arched banners. These are similar to arched banners. Only thing is the arch is inverted downwards. The basic concept of drawing your banners is same. You need to keep the height of the banner. You need to maintain the height of the banner equally on all sides. And then you add more length or more elements to it and connect them with different shadows. As you can see here, I will be either ending them with a curled ribbon or I am ending them with pointed edges. Sometimes I curl the ribbon downwards, sometimes I curl it upwards. Whatever you do, these little changes bring a lot of difference in the outcome of your banner. When you're doing your basic hand lettering projects, all you have to do is plan your project initially with the number of words and the size of the words, and then you can add the extensions as and when you like. As you can see here, I'm just playing around with the basic ribbon width, but I'm curling it in different directions. I'm either placing it above my main banner, or I'm placing it below my banner. Sometimes the right side goes above and the left side goes below. Next category is the wavy or slanted banners. These kind of banners are the ones that I use mostly, as I feel they add a lot of more beauty to your projects. By now you would have understood the basic concept of how I draw my banners. I start with the basic form, either a rectangle or an arched or inverted arch or a wavy or slanted banner, and then I go ahead and plan my endings. The endings can be curled, or they can be pointy, or they can end out in a slit ribbon like shape. So sometimes I end my ribbon in such a way that the bottom part or the right side of the banner goes down and the left side goes above. Sometimes both the left and right go downward, or both the left and right go upward. Whatever it is, you have to remember that you have to keep the height of the ribbon maintained everywhere, otherwise it doesn't look symmetrical. Connecting these different parts is also important. Make sure you add the shadows well. The pointy edge goes and connects with the flat edge, and you connect it with the previous part and not to the adjacent part. I hope I am making sense, because it is very difficult to explain how I am drawing these. If you follow the video carefully, you can understand what I am trying to tell you. As I have already mentioned, I am just giving you examples of around 5 to 6 examples in each category, but you can play around with as many options as you like. All I am doing is just play around with the edges of the ribbon, or you can make them as many layers as you want. The layers can be of equal width and of the same height, or you can have them in different widths, and you can place them either above or below, or you can place both the ends below. As you can see here, I am giving you an example where I am placing the wrong shadows. You need to connect the pointed edge with the side. This is the right way. The initial way which I have done was wrong, so make sure you put your shadows properly. The last category I am doing here is the layered or the double or triple banners. These are the most elegant ones, I feel. You can make an entire coat by using these banners. You can make these layers of equal widths or lengths, or you can make them of different lengths. I also play around with the position of these layers. I either position them one above the other exactly like in the first example with different lengths, or I place some of them a little to the left and some of them little to the right, and then connect them entirely. While playing around with these layered or double or triple banners, you need to make sure that when you're connecting two layers, you need to maintain the same width. Otherwise it looks very unnatural and your banners don't look realistic. So this is the same concept I'm following again. I either curl my edges, or they end them into pointy edges or into split edges. You can have your layers in horizontal, you can have them slightly slanted, but as you can see I'm connecting them, and when you connect them, the connecting part should be of the same height as your main banner. This is what needs to be taken into consideration every time. The way you connect your shadows and the width of the or the height of the banner needs to be maintained equally all the time. I'm shading the connecting parts here just to tell you how important it is to maintain the connecting parts also should have the same width as your height of your main banner. So these are some of the examples that I have tried to compile. I hope this will be useful to you and you will try to play around with different banners while making headings for your posters or for your other hand lettering projects. It's always fun to add some more embellishments to your regular hand lettering. I hope I was of good inspiration to you and these examples will help you in your hand lettering projects. Thank you so much for stopping by. Also do consider subscribing to my channel and do follow me on my social media. Thank you.